Hello, Earth signs. How are you today? This is your reading for June 2020. I'm gonna dive right in, but feel free to subscribe, comment, like, share on my channel. And if you'd like to contribute to the channel, the links are down below. You can also follow me on Instagram if you'd like. Oh yeah, you can also book me for a personal reading if you'd like a tarot reading or astrology reading, especially if you want to know your dominant planet, so that you know which sign to look for when you look at my zodiac or my horoscopes monthly. So, okay, I'm going to start with Taurus, and I'm going to start by showing you the cards that I have for you, and then we're going to talk deeply about them, okay? So Taurus, hello, how are you? We've got here awakening your true self. We've got Sonia. I bring you a message from a deceased loved one. I am happy, at peace, and I love you very much. Please don't worry about me. There she is. Then we have Waite. Don't rush into action right now. Bide your time for better results. Then we have After the Storm. We also have the Justice card. We've got the Nine of Swords. We've got the Eight of Swords. We have the King of Swords. Lots of swords. The Empress. Hey, look, it's you. It's your card. We have the Page of Pentacles. We've got the Nine of Water. We've got the Four of Water, Four of Cups. We also have the Child. The Page of Swords. The Ten of Cups. And the Page of Wands. We have almost every page here. We've got the Page of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and the Page of Wands. Look at this. Can we start by talking about that? Not only that, but we also have the Child. So, and we have more children in some cards. Like this one has a couple little kids here. So I think that what the tarot, like one of the main messages that are coming through are this childlike energy that's coming up, right? Pages are the children of the royal, the court cards. And they're about communication, initiation, bringing a message. These are archetypes that will start something. It's like the start of a journey. You also do have a King of Swords here. So I think that there's definitely progression happening, especially with these two. And I think it has to do with, well, this specific message talks about you having progressed in the mental realm and mastered it like you, I think, wanted to. Perhaps beforehand in your past, your mind would take take the wheel, but it wasn't a very mature mind yet. And I think that you are starting to understand how to relate to your mind in a more mature way, where you are learning how to have quiet power, inner power, rather than, you know, always be argumentative in conversation or something like that. This is more about like what you know within. You don't necessarily have to spit it out. If you know within you that it is the truth. The throne of knowledge, right? And the Page of Swords is not at the throne of knowledge. He's starting his journey towards the throne of knowledge. So, you know, if you take the opposite of knowledge, it'd be perhaps a very sort of immature type of energy. But you've come to mature more and more in your in relation to your mind. And now you understand that there's elegance in listening, and there's elegance in just knowing without having to declare to the world that you know this thing. It's like the contrary of arrogance, right? It's very grounded. It's a grounded mind. So this is a really good progression to have, I think. The other children of the tarot are the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. So overall, your energy is more to initiation than like mastery right now. Like you are starting to like initiating something, something that has to do with you being dedicated to it, something. It could be even like studying something that is of your interest, or just showing dedication in some sort of way. And also with this card specifically, it does talk about something spiritual too, because the Page of Wands is the beginning of a spiritual journey, like the restart or the start of a whole new cycle of how you're connecting to yourself, your mental health, your spirit, everything like that. Okay, so why are you in that journey? I think that the reason why you're in that journey is because you are trying to find your happiness and what it is that makes you happy. What is it that, not only happiness, but also fulfillment, satisfaction, connection, all of these things, like this is a card that shows like the big happy family with the rainbow, like everything is okay. Nothing exceedingly extravagant is happening. It's just like you just have love. You have love. And I think that you are starting your journey towards this 10 of Cups. This is why you're like these, you know, these pages are showing up. It's like, okay, how do I start? How do I really like commit myself to follow the path that's going to take me to my happiness? And how can I have the inner power and the quiet knowledge, the quiet inner knowing to take me here, instead of, you know, this very immature type of energy that can be too quick to speak or to, you know, no, it's more of like, let me calm down, let me listen, and let me gather myself in order to find who I really am, and to reach a place like this that is a place of fulfillment and happiness, and where you can be creative, and where you can be fertile, and you can be the source of abundance and giving and love and beauty and resources and all of these wonderful, basically safety. Like this is a card of safety. A Venus or a Taurus Venus, because Venus can also rules Libra, but this is a Venus Taurus card, and Taurus is about security. It is about safety. It is about your resources, your money, your love life, your beauty, the things you like, your happiness, right? So I think that these go really well together, where you're learning to embody this Empress energy in order to reach, because the Empress is the pregnant woman, and the pregnant woman leads to this very pregnant life, this very fertile life, this abundant life where, you know, they have had kids, and they you know, look up at the rainbow and they have everything that they need. They don't need a lot, but they have everything they need right here. It's really beautiful card of commitment and long-term thinking and initiating. I think that mostly the reading is like, right now you're ready. You're ready to initiate that journey forward. And I think that with Justice here, and the 9 and 8 of Swords, 8 and 9 of Swords, which is another progression, right? Let me actually get into them first. So the 8 of Swords right here is about standing in your own way. And I think that you have been doing that for a really long time, because it's an 8, right? It's not like a 3 or a 2, it's an 8. It's at the end of a cycle. And even more with the 9 here, this is about you, your self-sabotage tendencies take away your peace, your security, your safety, and the long-term future, you know, happiness and fulfillment that you want to reach. So this is why you are stepping into this new page energy, these 3 pages that came out. The only one that didn't come out was the Page of Cups, which is an interesting thought too. I don't know if you want to think a little bit about that too, because the Page of Cups is about offering love and offering help and being intuitive and creative. Anyway, these cards are your pattern of what has been and what you've been, you know, it's like the entrapment that doesn't let you sleep at night, that gets you thinking and thinking and thinking and not taking care of yourself. And because you've been through certain things in the past that have been situations where you got the rug pulled from under you and you couldn't trust that person, or you couldn't trust this person, and then you know, the more you entrap yourself into these situations, the more you become that situation itself, because, you know, our thoughts are extremely powerful. So and this is why it's so important for you. This progression of the mind has been so important to you, because these are all Swords cards, right? This king here, he's mastered this energy. He doesn't get swayed by them. He knows that they exist, and he knows how to manage them. He's not being swept by away from his destiny of creativity and fulfillment and happiness because of these minor arcana cards. You know, like the Empress, you know, her energy is the major arcana energy, and that's where you're heading. Justice is another major arcana that showed up for you. This is saying you reap what you sow. So if you continue to, I mean, you know, this is obviously like over time, like a progression, but I think that it is the initiation right now of getting to that place because of all the pages. Okay, so bye-bye energies. Just trust your King of Swords, your inner King of Swords, and really focus on that for your future. I know it's way easier to focus on what's negative in life. And this is why we have to practice like sitting down and imagining like a future that is bright and beautiful and creative and positive and secure and fertile and like all of these beautiful things, because the mind will, we are conditioned to, you know, without doing the work, to go towards the negative sometimes, or the negative is louder sometimes than the positive. And we have to really watch out for that. Not as in like push it away from you, but observe it. Know that it's part of the mind. And, you know, it's not about like, it's not about demonizing it. It's about looking at it, observing it, and then remembering that a king is bigger than a 9 or an 8. Remembering that you are the master. You are the king of your mind. You know, these numbers here are at the end of their journey. You know, they're not here to stay. Or maybe they are here to stay, but they're also they're not as powerful as that. So, okay. We also have, let's see here. We have the Four of Cups. So this is telling me, this is a story about someone who is still looking at the past and what went wrong, and not noticing that there is totally a new opportunity like right in front of them, or not being grateful enough for that new opportunity that's being handed from the sky. Deep down, you know that it is there. So don't, like, even if it seems sometimes like it isn't, don't ignore it. Don't take it for granted. Like, it is there, and it is basically all that you ever wanted, the 9 of Cups, right? So it's a surprise. It's like, wait, what? Like, this is in front of me right now. Treat it like so. Don't treat it like inconvenience. I'd rather look at the past. I'd rather look at what I've done, or what you've done, or what we've done that was hurtful and that causes me pain and takes my sleep away, right? So all of this stuff, all of this, it's all about entering this like very innocent, faithful, very vulnerable, very I mean, children, right? The child is a force that is so pure, and it is so, it believes, it looks, you know, it is about stepping, even if it's scary to step into this joyous energy, this trusting energy. It is ultimately the way, the path. It's about trusting where you're going, no matter where it takes you, no matter how hard it might end up being. But remembering that, you know, like you're heading towards a beautiful happily ever after here with this 10 of Cups. So manifest, use your mind. You are the King of Swords. You know, you will master your mind. You'll be able to take the reins and not let your mind take the reins, but you yourself with your entire being, like your body, your mind, and your spirit, not just your mind, right? So I'm seeing awakening your true self. And I think that that has to do with this childlike energy too, because I think that we are globally going back to our roots and understanding who we are more and more. From this very, like, I mean, the hummingbird here, right? It's just, you know, a hummingbird brings a message of joy, and it brings also a message of being able, like being able to go any direction you want. You have that power. And awakening your true self means connecting to that truth, that reality that you can go left, you can go right, you can go forward, you can go back, you can go up, you can go down. Right? And in a very joyous way, in a very playful way. Children are about playing too. This is a very important part, right? It's exploration. Play is exploration. Play is science for children. It's understanding the world they're in, the gravity, the weight, the length, the, like, everything. Like, we learn through play. So it's about relearning. It's about learning how to be your true self and be in your world in a more physical way, in a more spiritual way, and then also in a more mindful way. Learning how to bring all those things together. There's a message here that talks about waiting. So if you get desperate or something like that, if you like want the answers, if you want things to like move along, this is not a good time to come out. We are in retrograde season right now, so just remember to be patient with yourself, with others, and just wait out any type of action you want to take, and just draw back inward. And it's not so much about taking action right now, but it's about like relearning who you are, awakening your true self, waiting for the storm to pass. And this is why after the storm is here, you are reaching the end of something difficult. And after the storm, I mean, can you just picture it? Like, can you picture how it feels after a storm? Like, everything is refreshed, renewed, it's clean. It's, you know, sometimes we have to go through things that are destructive in order to see new life bloom and blossom. So let it happen. Let the storm pass. Wait for the storm to pass. Like, sit in your power to listen, to be empathetic, to commit yourself, to wait, to be patient, all of those things. And if you are able to do all those things, you will reach somewhere really, really beautiful. And I want to cry just thinking about that. So yeah, I don't think I'm seeing, oh, lastly, very important. If you have been thinking about someone who has passed away in your life, and you've been worried about anything, or like maybe someone who you know might be even passing at some point soon, don't worry. Everything is going to be okay. They're coming to affirm that it's the right time, and it was the right time, and they are okay. If they have passed, they're okay, and if they're going to pass, that's what they actually want. It's a transition that you should feel peaceful about, and you should feel secure about. They know that it's for the best ultimately. So they just want you to feel held and not worry. Like, you don't have to worry. Everything is okay. So I think this is all. I'm just going to summarize it real quick. Embody the energy of the child right now, Taurus. Really step into that playful, joyous, rediscovering type of energy and committing yourself to something that is long-term. Also, there's a huge progression of the mind here and mastering your mind in order for it not to sway away from your Ten of Cups, happiness, fulfillment, your justice, which is all about, you know, getting what you deserve, and helping others get what they deserve too. Ultimately, there is a chance that's being given to you. Don't take it for granted. Really celebrate it for what it is, and be grateful for it. Let the storm pass. Don't take any risks or big actions right now. Just wait for it to go by, because after the storm, things are much better. You're awakening your true self, which is the Empress. It's the power that you have of security, trust. You can trust people, and people can trust you. You just have to step into your true self, and not let those like small numbers mess with your head. Those little like things that keep you up at night, that's not who you are. Who you are is this fertile, creative, incredible, beautiful, gorgeous, resourceful energy, full of power, feminine power. And then just wait out the storm. I think that's it. I hope you have an amazing June 2020, and I will see you next month. Love you. Bye. Hello, Virgo. How are you doing today? This is your June 2020 reading. And I'm going to start by showing you all the cards that I pulled for you, and then we're going to talk about them in detail, okay? So the first card that I'm seeing here is a letting go. Then we have Celeste. A happy move to a new home or place of employment is in the works. This movement will usher in positive new energy. Then we have Ready, Set, Go. Now is the perfect moment to dive in and embrace your heart's desire. Wow. Mermaid riding that killer whale. Then we have Heaven Sent. We have the Empress. Nice. Taurus got that too. This card. We have Six of Swords. We've got the Three of Pentacles. We have the Hermit energy. We've got the Eight of Pentacles. We've got the Ace of Swords. We also have the Six of Earth. We've got the Self. We have the Five of Air. We have the Six of Wands. We've got Justice. Taurus got that too. I wonder if you're connecting to Taurus this month. And we've got the Six of Cups. All right, Virgo. So let's look at what I'm seeing here. I feel like a lot of your process in June is going to be about forward movement. And what does that mean, right? I think that in order for us to be able to move forward with something, we have to be able to let go, right? So this is why letting go is the first card here. And then we have, like, right after letting go, we have this like card about moving somewhere new, or having a new job, or just something changing that is going to bring new positive energy. And the third card is ready, set, go. So it's very like letting go, and then letting the energy like move. Like you're going for what you desire, and it looks like you're heading towards this new beautiful place in your life where you're able to just let some things in the past a little more that didn't serve you. It's also telling me that this is something that is meant to be in your life, and if you doubt that, like, don't. But I don't think you are doubting it, because you have the Ace of Swords here, so you have like much more clarity about where you're heading in your life than you used to in the past few months or even years. And you're willing to work hard to get there. You're willing to put, you know, your head down and like tinker on the job. Like you want to be able to be the source of change, your own source of change, your own like creator, right? By dedicating yourself to this new change, this new beginning, and letting go of the past, however that comes for you. Right now, it seems like you're more in a hermit energy. Obviously, I think globally everyone is. This is your card, I think, by the way. Yep. So you are showing up here, and the Virgo Hermit card talks about you not being able to find satisfaction in the things that are outside of you anymore, and having to go inward to find what you need and what you're like, your true light, your what sets you on fire, your knowledge, your wisdom. This is a very mentor card. It's very wise, but it's the inner wisdom. It's not the outer wisdom. It's not wisdom that comes from books and, you know, other ancient philosophies. It's like what you've experienced and how it's taking you here and has brought you knowledge through your experience. So this is really cool. I think that you are more connected to yourself than you used to be. Connecting more and more to your soul, connecting more and more to your spiritual self, understanding who you truly are inside. This is why the self is here. And also not letting yourself stand in your own way of what you want to achieve, and stand in your own way of change, especially because change is really important in life. And I think that perhaps you feared changing because you really appreciate and you rely on security, to the point sometimes of your detriment. That I think that's why the Empress is here too. Like you really want to feel secure, but sometimes it is actual change that actually gets you closer to your own evolution and understanding yourself more and more. So every change that comes should be seen as heaven sent. It was sent by heaven. Sometimes things that are really difficult can be blessings in disguise, but we don't see it until later, right? Until we're in a better place, until the storm has passed, until, you know, we can breathe again. And so know that you are in a place that I think that you are more clear about that nowadays, because you've drawn back inward and now you have connected to yourself more, and you know that the things that happen to you are actually have been for the betterment of yourself. And you have now the opportunity to open up to receive more from the universe, and also understand more the relationship between giving and receiving, and how it needs to be equal when you are in relationships, because if you're only giving or if you're only receiving, that creates imbalance, right? So I think that there's a lot of, like, you know, being able to understand that you deserve to receive, but you also, you know, you have to give, right? Either way, like, I don't know what your situation necessarily is personally. You're going to know more than me, but if you've been giving a lot, then you deserve to receive. And if you've been receiving a lot, you have to put back some love. And this is why also justice is here, because balance, right? We're talking about balance, how like giving and receiving has to be a balance. It's a balance act, and you have to know how much to put on one side of the scale in order for the scale to be balanced, right? So anything that is too much or too little doesn't really, it creates a tip of the balance in your life. So it's really important to learn how to be giving and to learn how to also receive. Both ways are important. There's also, we have a couple of sixes. One is the Six of Wands and the other is the Six of Swords. And 6 is a number of success, or like, you know, relief after pain and suffering. So one of these cards talks about you like feeling more recognized and feeling successful, like, you know, like this guy here on top of his white horse on the parade, and everyone is like raising their sticks to celebrate him. Also, the Six of Swords talks about, at the same time as this is happening and you're like feeling recognized by others, you're also moving, like this card, the Six of Swords, is about taking what you have, putting it on a boat, and heading off to new land that is like really like there's like a sunrise, you know, rising, like there's a sunrise, the sun is rising where you're heading towards. So the dark night is being left behind you. The dark night is this Five of Swords. This Five of Swords, so we have a progression here, right? We have the Five of Swords to the Six of Swords. So where you're coming out of this life where you have to argue and fight for everything that you believe in. This card asks us what winning really means, and it pinpoints, it talks, it reflects upon your truth and your connections. So what it's trying to say is winning being right, or is winning being connected to somebody who you love, right? So if if you're willing to cut people in order to be right, because you know your truth and there's absolutely no way that nobody can ever get to, to your like you just know this thing, and you want the person to know that that's the truth, to the point where they run away from you or they walk away because they just can't. It's just like so much argument, it's so much fighting, it's like a lot of heavy energy, and you win the argument, but you don't win feeling happy and connected. So you have to take what is left, and you have to put it on a boat and head towards the sunrise, because this is specifically in this deck, you can see this woman with a mask on her hands, and it's like a mask of like happy, like she's happy, but she's underneath this blindfold here, she's actually crying. I don't know if you can see her tears, but you know, it's like she's been putting on this face for everyone to see of like everything is okay, but underneath she's really not happy at all. But the thing about fives are that they're about change. So this is changing in your life, and this is why this like moving energy is here. A lot of moving energy is here. And I think that you've done a lot of work to try to understand yourself and try to understand that wearing masks isn't helping you in any way. That you have to be authentic, to like, you need to be loved for for the true you and not for the mask that you wear, right? So, you know, the masks can stay behind in that dark land. It doesn't have to come with you. You can be vulnerable. You can cry. You don't have to, and you can be confused. You can be blind. You know, all of those things are natural human emotions, and we have to be okay with all of it, not just this like happy face that we put on when inside we're like not so happy. I think ultimately the place that you're heading towards is about, actually I talked about that card about recognition here and all of that, but I think that this is more to maybe it might be even like where you're heading towards. And also there's like a feeling here about the things that you left behind. They might have felt really painful to you. But ultimately where you're heading, you're just going to remember them with love. You're not going to remember the bad arguments and the you know, things that you fought for, ideals. You're going to remember the love. You're going to be nostalgic, and you're going to appreciate the past and not and appreciate the people who are from the past, rather than take this like really painful hurt. Like, you don't have to do this anymore, because you're heading towards new land, and this new land is going to be very creative, very fertile. You're going to be recognized. Like, let yourself be recognized. Open yourself to receiving recognition too. Like, don't, like, being humble is important, but I think that it's more important to be balanced. And so, you know, there's like this fake modesty in the world that we really have to watch out for. It's okay to receive praise when you do something good. It's okay to receive compliments. It's okay to be recognized for something you're good at. There's like, if you are too worried about receiving these things, maybe it's something that your ego is trying to block you from. Like, oh, it's not, you know, it's not okay for me to be good at this, and I'm not professional, I'm not great, I'm not, you know. No, you are, and it's okay to be. That doesn't mean that you're good at every single thing. It doesn't mean that the whole world is like, oh my God, he's like the best, or she's like the most amazing. But it is recognizing your expertise in something, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's okay. You can learn to receive. The Three of Pentacles is about people wanting what you have. Like, whatever it is that you're creating, people are gonna want it, and so you have to learn to receive people wanting your stuff. Otherwise, like, then you're just like creating stuff, and you're not letting yourself be happy about the process fully. I know it's not always about ourselves, but you know, we have to find a balance in between, like, you know, giving and receiving. And so this here is people coming, and they're really gonna want what you want in a really fun, they're gonna think it's a fun thing. that you're creating. You can see that these people are like having fun looking at your work, and this card also, like in other decks, it will show people at a museum looking at someone's work and being really intrigued and being very excited and like actually buying the stuff. And then even like mentors and people who you admire might end up enjoying and recognizing you, getting what you deserve, reaping what you sow, you know, like put out some good stuff out there to the world. This is all I am seeing, but I'm going to summarize it real quick before I go. So there's something you're letting go of. You're heading towards a new venture. You're letting go of this need to use a mask of like showing that you're happy, and actually heading towards your happiness rather than like pretending like you're happy. Actually heading towards your happiness. It doesn't have to be very different than what you're living right now, but just like letting go of the need to like seem like you are a certain way and actually heading towards that way. You're more clear about what you want in your life. You know how to dedicate yourself to it because you've gone inward and you've searched for the answers for your questions. You're learning how to receive and give and find balance in those things so that the scale doesn't tip one side or the other, but stays in the middle and is like brings you stability in your life. You're connected to yourself more than ever. The changes that have been happening in your life are divinely guided and heaven sent. And even if they seemed like they weren't in the past, now you're starting to realize that they actually are. People are going to want your stuff. They're going to recognize your stuff because you're very creative and you're fun and you're fertile and you have all these ideas and you're going to put them out in the world to make the world a better place for yourself, for others, for the people you love. And you're going to be recognized for it. The things that are in the past, lastly, the last thing that I want to say in my summarization is that the things that are in the past are going to be seen with love and not with that energy of fighting and arguments. You're going to look at the past and you're going to just feel love towards it and you're going to feel nostalgic. Sometimes you might even miss it, but you know that the change had to happen and that it was divinely sent. It was heaven sent. So you're heading towards a better place, Virgo, and I'm really happy for you. June 2020 is gonna rock your socks off. I hope you have an amazing one. I love you and I'll see you next month. Ciao. Hello, Capricorn. How's it going? I hope you're having an amazing month. I'm here to do your June 2020 reading. I'm going to start by showing you the cards and then we're going to get into their meanings, okay? So the first card that showed up is Stand Your Ground. The second card is Mystique. Keep charging ahead and don't take no for an answer. Expect miraculous solutions to appear. Wow, look at that dark horse. Then we have Tranquility. Make time to relax, be still, and enjoy your solitude, indulging in much needed self-care. Yes. Lovely. Then we have Come to Life. Such a beautiful card. We also have the Two of Cups. We have the Knight of Cups. We've got the Four of Swords. We've got the Nine of Wands. We've got the Death card. We have the 8 of Wands. We have the Queen of Water. We've got the 2 of Earth. Ooh, we've got the 2 of Fire. 2 2s. 2 2. 2 2. Ooh, I've been having a lot of 2 2 synchronicity, actually. That's cool. It's coming back up. We've got the Queen of Wands. We have the 8 of Pentacles. And we have the High Priestess. Wow, wee wow. Capricorn. What a month. So I'm seeing lots of different energies for you in June 2020. But I want to start with, I think I want to start with death. So this card is about transformation. There's something in your life that's coming to an end, and it's ultimately for the best. It's actually a transition more than an ending, though, because the death card is only 13 of the major arcana, right? So we have 22 cards in the, well, 23, because, well, anyway. So this is a transition card. This is my point. Like, the 22 is the world card. So that's the real ending of something, the graduation. This is more of like something needing to become something else. So it's not like something has really come to a total end, but it's just needing to transform, to rebirth. It's very Phoenix-like, this card. So with the 8 of Wands here, I think that there is a need for you to speak about things quickly, and there's like movement to this too. This card is about quick movement, it's about communication, and it's about growth. Like, these ones are about to hit the ground, and then flowers are going to bloom, and you know, you need to like keep up with the pace of communicating about it in order to launch something. I'm getting a deja vu. Yay! Okay. There's a progression too with the 8 of Wands and the 9 of Wands, where you might be feeling kind of tired and like you kind of want to give up on something, but the tarot, the cards are asking you with this 9 of Wands for you to like keep going, even if you're like hurt and wounded or like tired or anything like that. It asks you to keep going because something is going to pay off pretty soon. I'm not sure exactly what it might be in it. I think it might have to do with this death card, or like the transition. Like you might feel like you've been needing this transformation and you're about to give up, but like the giving up is actually just the transition. So just know that there's like a little more to go, and then you'll, you know, and then it will transform. It will. It's not, like I said, it's not the end of something. It's a transformation of something. It's the butterfly coming out of the chrysalis, right? We have to wait sometimes just a little bit to get there, but it will get there. We'll get there. We'll get there together. I'm seeing with stand your ground that there might be something that is that you might be really you're having to step up and protect. But I think that this doesn't need to come from a place of desperation. The cards are also asking you to practice tranquility about it. And yes, go and communicate and go forward with this situation and like stand the ground that you need to protect. But be tranquil. Like, know that everything is heading towards where it needs to head, and it is divinely guided. It does say here, though, for you to not take no for an answer on something. So there are like miracles happening, and something is going to come about that's going to be extremely satisfying, and it's going to be an amazing transformation. So just keep charging ahead. There's a lot of like movement here, but it's also like it's a calm movement. It's grounded movement, right? Like Capricorn, earth sign, like being grounded. So this also might have to do with you having, so the death card might have felt like you have been doing something in the same way for a really long time, and that's why the death card is coming, in order for you to feel renewed and come back to life. Because you might, even if other people don't see it, you might feel yourself like you are just repeating things, and it's kind of exhausting, and it feels lifeless a little bit. And this is like this a black and white picture of this woman painting herself with colors again. So this world that's transforming around you, you're helping bring life back into it, and not only for yourself but for others too. So this is a really beautiful power that you have, Capricorn, and you are willing to dedicate yourself to it. That's why the Eight of Pentacles is here, and I'm not surprised because you know how Capricorns like to work. I'm sorry. I know it's a cliche, but I just had to say it. It's like a little chuckle, you know, when you see the Eight of Pentacles and this like guy like tinkering down. I'm gonna make all these pentacles for you guys. Yeah. Thank you, Capricorn. So you've really been enjoying being connected and committed to your partner, or to a project, or to a job, or to anything that you feel committed to. And that's been a really nice time, and I think that you're really grateful for this. There's also like a lot of just love offerings around you right now with the Knight of Cups too. And I think that you are really enjoying this type of emotional energy. But it might also make you feel a little exhausted sometimes too. So I wonder if you might be needing a little bit of rest from all of this emotional energy. Four of Swords is the card of vacations, the card of retrieval, or like going inward, right? And like just resting, like letting yourself totally, this is what this says too, make time to relax, be still, and enjoy your solitude. So I think that having time for yourself is really important, and it helps you be even more grateful for all this love that you have in your life, all this connection. That is like, there's nothing wrong with it. Everything is just great. But sometimes you just have to do a little bit of self-care and like come back to you. So don't hesitate if you need to do that. We also have the Queen of Cups here. You're full of like cups energy. So you're like, sorry, Capricorn, I got, someone called me in the middle of the reading, but I'll call them back later because I want to finish your reading. So, the Queen of Cups, which is showing up for you too, is another Cups card that is talking about your ability to sit with your feelings and be able to be okay with being confused right now, not needing to have like all of the answers. Even if you are standing your ground about something, you're still calm, right? With the tranquility, you're still charging ahead, you're still communicating, you're still doing the movement, you're still going after what you want, but being okay with the unknown, right? And being okay with sitting with all of the feelings that are just natural about this time. And not all of them are positive, and it's okay for them not to be, and it's okay for you to be reigning that that realm of feelings of like understanding that everything is acceptable, all feelings are acceptable, being flexible and adaptable about your feelings. And then choosing where you want to go. And this has to do with collaboration with others too. So, you letting yourself be a little more open to mutable energy, to change, can actually bring a lot of fiery, passionate, creative energy in your future. And you're going to choose, but it's not going to be a difficult decision. It's going to be all very, it's almost like luxury decisions, like things that are good to choose, like options that are fun, like either you write a book or you go to Paris. I don't know. I'm just channeling Michelle T now. So with the Queen of Wands here, I would say even more that you are on this streak of creativity and passion. The Queen of Wands is a badass feminist. She's sitting on her throne with her cat. She knows who she is. She's charismatic. She's warm. Everyone wants to be around her. Everyone wants to support her. Everyone wants what she's got. And she is like just reigning it. Like she's just like, and it like with these two queens here, the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands, there's this beautiful energy, this infusion, this mix of water and fire, which can be so hypnotizing and so beautiful and very soft, but also very masculine. It's almost like yin and yang too. So like you're being able to integrate your feelings and your passion. You're more like you're like moon style feelings, and your feelings of like the sun. It's like the sun and the moon like meeting together and mating to create from a place of intuition. So with this last card here, I would say that you know what's up right now. You know what's up, and you're gonna just hear yourself, and you're gonna know where to go. This is what this card is all about. It's about listening to yourself, your intuition, what is coming from within. And I think that at this time in the world, it's kind of almost like it's easier to get to that point because we are taking the time to draw back inward and really listen to our own voice and our own wisdom in order to take action towards creating this very passionate, creative future for ourselves and for others. I'm really happy about this reading. I think it's really like, it's proactive, but also like chill and calm. Like you're not freaking out. It feels really powerful, to tell you the truth. Ooh, I got chills just now when I said powerful. So summarizing, stand your ground. Don't take no for answers. Chill out, relax. Everything is okay. You are creating something new, and something is like transforming in order for you to come to life, because you've been kind of stuck in the same type of energy, and you want something to change. This change is coming. Don't give up. Keep fighting for what you what your intuition is telling you to fight for. Enjoy the love, enjoy this like very cupsy energy of like offerings of love, and this this connection, this commitment, this very like serious, beautiful love that you have with the things that you're committing yourself to. Again, rest. Again, take time to like take care of yourself, vacation, be a little bit alone if you need to. Be adaptable and flexible about the feelings that are coming up. You have the power to sit with your feelings and understand that all feelings are okay, and it's not just positive things that need to be there. You are attracting something that is really creative for your future, and when you have to choose, you're gonna know what to choose, and it's gonna be a fun choice. It's not gonna be something bad to choose. You might even want to do both things, but you're at some point you're gonna reach a crossroads, and you're gonna have to go a certain way, but both ways are amazing, and so whatever it is that you choose with your intuition is going to be fucking fantastic. Create, just dedicate yourself to, of course, take the time to take care of yourself, but also you are on, like Queen of Wands, you are on, you are going. So enjoy that. If you want to create. And I think, yeah, happy death, baby. You are really powerful this month, and I'm sending you all my love, and I hope that you have an amazing June 2020. I love you, and I'll see you next month. Bye.